Good evening and welcome to another Collective Tarot. The mood has shifted a little bit because, of course, I'm celebrating a full moon in Scorpio, and as a Taurus rising with many other placements in Scorpio, this is sort of like my halfway point Halloween. This is the part of the year where we get to have a very honest conversation about our shadows, right? So in the full moon, all is exposed. And that's why when you have light on something, it creates a very long shadow. And that's the theme of Scorpio, a full moon in Scorpio is it's talking about shadows. And so the other thing that we're talking about is this full moon is square Pluto in Aquarius, and Pluto in Aquarius is us. It's the collective. It's like the full transformation of our higher self and us as a collective of people. And it's also about like the rebel, right? Like, so when you think about an Aquarius, you're thinking about like a David Bowie-esque character of somebody who really stands out because they're unique, not the way a Leo stands out in a very traditional, popular, preferred way. Aquarius energy stands out because it is rebellious. It is a sign ruled by Uranus. And it's also co-ruled by Saturn, which means that like the rules are meant to be broken. That is the point of Aquarius. And the reason why I'm talking about Pluto specifically is because Pluto is the ruler. It's the modern ruler of Scorpio. The other co-ruler of Scorpio traditional ruler is Mars. Mars, which also co-rules or rules Aries, where so much of the other astrology is. So when we're talking about a full moon in Scorpio, you have to mention what's going on in Pluto. You also have to mention what's going on in Aries, because if you were going to look at the story of this full moon, we, the people, have the power right now to fully understand and transform our collective, Pluto and Aquarius. What we say, the rules that govern us, the way we take action, and the dream we're making of what that collective could be, all of those things are up for negotiation because those are all in Aries right now. Opposing this moon, full moon, is the sun in Taurus. That's how astrology works. Whatever the full moon is for that month, is opposite the sun in whatever sun sign we're in. If you're always like, why does it always work that way? It's because that's the way it works. Another thing to note is this is the first time in like 9 years that any Scorpio full moon has not been opposing Uranus in Taurus. So this is the first time where there's no change or there's no disruption. It's like the message is very clear. What you need to fix, what you're running from, what your shadows are, they're very loud. And there's nothing interrupting the signal. So we're going to do a couple things this time around. I'm going to show you a technique that I use for mediumship because I always do tarot. And this time around, I've brought the original deck I started this collective with, The Murder of Crows, because it's Scorpio season. It's not Scorpio season, but it's a full moon in Scorpio. And then I brought the Moonology because I love this deck. I first saw this deck, Chris Corsini uses it, and I fell in love with it and got it. And I pull a card every morning to sort of set the day. The art on it is absolutely gorgeous. Yasmin Boland is the writer, the creator, and the artwork is done by someone named Nix Rowan. And the artwork is Prosperity Lies Ahead. Hell yeah. That's what we want. So they're really fun. But I'm also going to show you some mediumship. And when you use a tool in mediumship, it's a divination tool. That's what it's called. And this is an enchanted phone. So this phone is, for those of you who are not old enough to remember, this is what telephones used to be. There was this crazy thing it would just ring, and then you would not know who it was, and you would just go, hello? And then whoever was on the other end, you spoke to them. There was no caller ID. There was no like voicemail. If you missed it, you missed it. If you got it, you didn't know who it was. And the reason why I have this phone is because I got a very, very loud, intuitive message to get a phone, because it's a very good way to show people how they can connect through an enchanted object, a divination tool, in order to talk to spirits. And I love it. And people say, anytime I go to like, sometimes I go to like tarot festivals and things like this, and I bring the phone and I just let people pick it up and then call someone in the realm. And I'm going to show you how it works, because this is a full moon in Scorpio. Like the veil is thin for light workers all the time. But anytime you're talking about Scorpio, you're talking about psychic energy and psychic powers, because Scorpio rules the 8th house, which is it's not your subconscious, that's the 12th house, but your 8th house is like the occult, right? It is the unknowns of the universe. It's the deep caverns. And if you were going to run a chart on this full moon, Aquarius, where Pluto is in the 8th house. So it's like, okay, it's time to talk to our messengers. It's time to talk to our angels and get some real answers. So without further ado, I'm going to dial each of you. So the way that I work this phone, one of the tools is I use the letters. Where can I do that? So I use the letters, and that's how I dial. So in order to start this reading, we're going to start with Taurus. So Taurus, this is your 7th house of relationships. I'm starting with Taurus because this is your season. If your sun sign is in Taurus, if you're a Taurus rising like I am, then this full moon is happening in your 7th house of relationships. And when it comes to shadow aspects in your relationships, this is fixed water. Scorpio is fixed water. And it means when you have an emotional connection to something or someone or some relationship, you can get stuck and you can drown, especially if that relationship is just for whatever reason. It may not be a bad thing. It doesn't mean the person's a bad person or the relationship's a bad relationship, but it just means that like when it no longer serves you, it's time to go. And when you have an emotional connection with somebody, it's hard for you to do that. And so oh man, these 2 cards fell out immediately, and I'm so scared to look at them. Yeah. Okay. So we have the Devil and the Contrary, and then we have the World card. So this is 2 different cards of Saturn. And Saturn is the rule maker. It's Capricorn energy with the Devil, and then literally the World card, Saturn. So you have done a lot of work to break your toxic cycles, especially as a Taurus rising. This Scorpio relationships can kind of go awry. This is your message of like, you're just done with these. Like there's no emotion to it. You've done it. You're done. You're done. Yeah. And you have the Queen of Cups reversed on the bottom of this deck. And it's just like, you know who you are, you know what you want, and you're just not willing to do this anymore. That's it. It should be very clear. Your Moon card is, what do you need to release? For whom does the bell toll? Okay, that's a real big one. So the phone is ringing. So SC. Oh no, I'm sorry. I need to dial Taurus. TAURUS. Okay. So the main thing that I'm seeing for Taurus risings. And this is, I don't know, whoever is watching, this is something that you might see literally. I see a very long hallway and I see a lot, like I see doors, and it's like a very, very long hallway and there's a lot of doors. I don't know if this is an apartment building or if this is like a doctor's office hallway, but there's like a lot of doors. Hold on one second. There's a lot of doors, and this is your grandmother. Whoever this message is for, this is from your grandmother. There's a lot of doors, and there's like a fire alarm little thing on the wall. And she's saying, like, you are in a relationship that is not good for you. So much so that, like, you're scared to walk down the center of the hallway, like you're hiding. And what she's saying is just like, this is an emergency. Like, you need to pull that fire alarm emergency, like, immediately, because you just need an out. You just need to escape. Like, you cannot stay there a second longer. Okay? The name I'm hearing is Katie. I'm hearing a Katie. I'm also hearing a Sandra, a Michael, a Dan, and a Patrick. I have no idea what those names mean. I'm just saying, like, if anybody can take any of that, if you are in a relationship or a situation and though any of those things have meaning to you and it's coming from like grandmother energy, take whatever you like and leave the rest if it doesn't make any sense. This is for Taurus risings. I'm also seeing, okay, so this is something about, who is this for? Okay. Thank you. You have to say thank you and then connect the channel. So the last vision that I was shown is from the position of like driving a car, and it's like somebody singing in the car. So the last 9 years of your life, because of all the things with Uranus or whatever, they just haven't been very fun. And you used to sing in the car. You used to like really be rambunctious and fun and like easygoing. And like the last 9 years have really like, I don't want to say like ground you down. And so what the last message was is just like, you're good. You're good. You know how to get through people. You're starting a new energetic cycle. Like, you're not going to have to carry anybody else's stuff anymore because you've learned discernment and you've learned that you deserve better. So release them. And what you will gain in return is your joy, because you lost it. You really lost it. Everything has got far too serious for far too long, and like you've done a lot of really hard work, and so now it's time to bring the joy and the ease back into your life, especially as a Taurus rising. You're meant to receive. So whatever you release will make room for you to receive the things that you actually need. Okay? Okay? Love and light. Let's go to Gemini risings, because this is going to be, we're going to work backwards. This is going to be in your 6th house of work and health. Okay. Okay, so you have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. And and you have the Emperor on the bottom. Okay, so if you hate your job right now, you are the person responsible for making the change. And you have the 8 of Wands reversed, which is the Sagittarius energy of like, you just are not in flow and you have nowhere to go. You don't know where to go. You're like casting everything out. So this is saying So Scorpios are very discerning and they do not move quickly. They move when the time is right. And if you are really struggling with your work and your health, like this is about bringing things inside the house, because that Emperor energy, remember, is speaking directly to like Aries, and all the stuff that's going on in Aries right now is sextiling Uranus, which just entered your first house, and Venus is there too. So you have a lot of energy right now that's sort of like informing what's going on in your life, and they want you to take a pause on doing anything. Either that or like you're really stuck and you're not making any forward progress. And so what they want you to do is they want you to start picking up daily habits, little by little, like doing things little by little to change your circumstances, because if you can't. So with the 8 of Wands reversed, and then I'm seeing the Emperor, it's just like you can't change everything all at once. It's not going to happen like that. But what you can do is you can make small changes every single day that over time very quickly will add up to more. Okay, so this is telling me, this is your full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in the way. So you may not like what it is you're doing and you may hate it, but if you make tiny little changes to actually use your day the way that you want to, by doing the thing you want to do the most in the world first, big changes can happen because of that. Okay, I'm going to go to the phone. Gemini. Oh, okay. Okay, so I have a feeling in my stomach. Oh, it's like really, 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 really bad anxiety. And what they're showing me is like hold on. This is the receiver. So what they're showing me is like somebody like sticking their hand into like a muddy, like a muddy pile of muck, right? Getting their hands really dirty. And it's clearing out the shadow aspects of the things that you sacrificed. What I mean by that is when you're not being honest, because if you're a Gemini, that means Pisces is your 10th house and Virgo is your 4th house. So with the North Node in Pisces and it's trining this new moon, what they're telling me is like, this is saying there's a purpose. There's like something that you wanted to be doing that you stopped doing. You like got off track because you saw either more money or value or something took you on a different course, and they want you to get back to like the pure version of who you are and what makes you feel good. So even if it's not for money, this isn't about money. This is about like clearing out your intestines, your bowels, your sadness, the darkness you've eaten. It definitely has to do with your health. And then, so that's a very beautiful image. So once you have cleared out the muck, the dishonesty, so the muck is, the dishonesty of the choices you've made for work and how to make money has come at the expense of something, and that something sits like rotting muck in your digestive tract. And so what they're saying is you need to be much more honest about what you're willing to do for money, because at the end of the day, it's not worth it and it's taking a very physical toll. And so they want you're the emperor of your own castle, and you have the Queen of Wands underneath this, which is very important, of like reigniting your own passions. Then underneath that, you have the Four of Wands reversed. So there's like a new energetic foundation that you need here. But it starts with you being much more honest about what it is you want to be doing. And even though it may take time and slow, dedicated energy to walk that new path, you have to start doing it. Otherwise, you're just going to keep getting sicker and sicker and sicker. Anything more? The name Jenny, the name Rick, the name Jim. Tom. Marie. Amber. Okay. So if any of those names make sense in terms of this reading, thank you. Thank you. I will explain that to them. I appreciate that. Okay, thank you. So I forgot to mention at the top of this is that the reason why this phone works so well is because when spirits are on the other side, not everybody has the ability to communicate directly with like a person. But what they can do is they can get collectively utilizing their energy together and come through in a like a message service. And so a lot of people are going through very similar things, and the way that we would say it is the same, and the way that you mean it is very, very different. So someone could take exactly the message that I have, and there's 60 different ways to interpret it, and all of them are correct because it's coming from not just one person in the realm, it's coming from a collective of people, but they're like shouting out names, either their names that will mean something to you or your names that will get your attention, whatever they think will work. That was sorry for not mentioning that before. I gave you your moon. Okay, cool. So Geminis, hang in there. I know it's tough. Okay, so now we're going to Cancer risings. This is your 5th house of pleasure and sex and children. So, man alive. It's also trining that Jupiter that's in your sign for a few more months. Your collective tarot is, oh, wow. Okay. Oh, the King of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, and you have the Queen of Cups underneath this. Okay. So what this is saying, this Knight of Pentacles, this mission that you have, is like, you're not... Is that... Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Okay. King, Knight, same. So, Cancer, there's like it's very similar to Gemini, but like it's a journey. Like there's something, what is this? The King of Cups, which has the Queen of Cups. Okay. You just don't want to do like anything. You are tired, you're stressed, you're like done with the work. And it's because it's like, there's no, like the shadow aspect of your Scorpio full moon is that like, there's no pleasure in your pleasure. You're like waiting for something. You're just like standing there waiting for something. You've like put yourself on pause. I'm going to pull your moon. Your commitment is being tested. I got this card literally before this reading. Your commitment is being tested. And that I was like, oh yeah, I forgot to set up the phone because I said I was going to do this, even though some people are going to look at this and be like, that motherfucker is crazy. He's picking up a phone that's not connected to anything. And I'll say, I understand it might look like that, but I'm literally talking to so many things. This is ringing. So I'm going to answer it. Yeah. Okay, so it's very interesting. So what I'm understanding from hearing this is I am not the only one that heard that ring. And then if you're watching this right now and you heard it ringing, then this is something that you should be studying. You should not just be watching me do this, is that you should really invest in the time and energy to do this work yourself. Especially a Cancer rising, especially, with a fifth house in Scorpio. This is fun for you. If this sort of energy is fun for you, you need to start tapping into your witchiness. You need to start tapping into your intuition because you've gotten very stoic and closed. There's a lot behind those pincers because you're waiting for something and they don't want you to wait for anything. Caitlin, Marcy, John, Casey. Well, I do know a Cancer rising named Kaylee. Okay. Like the other name I think was like Marlin. So really important. Oh yeah, this is like a sadness. There's like a deep, deep, deep grief sadness that's like sitting right here in my chest. And it's this sadness that's keeping you stuck. And Scorpios are known for that. Are we good? So much love. For the guides that are on the Cancer risings, it's like there's so much loving energy on the other end of this phone. I didn't even need to type it in. Okay. So to prove something that they want to prove, they want me to dial Cancer. So okay. So they're saying it is time for you to cleanse yourself in the ocean. It's time for you to go to a body of water, and be it a lake or a river, a waterfall. For some of you, it's going to be like a stream. There's like a very specific stream that you wash your hands in or like run your fingers through. It's time for you to cleanse. You're spending too much time in the earth aspects of Cancer, and you need to get back to the water. And that's what this full moon is about. It's giving you enough light to take your grief and like literally put it in the water. Thank you so much. Full moon, Cancer rising, ruled and governed by the moon. This is the time to like put the sadness and put the things you don't want anymore on the water, on the river. Oh man, this is like an energetic release on the stream to help you clear it. Oh man, like my whole back and like all of my solar plexus, like I have body chills all over the place. Put it on the water. Give the water your sadness. Give the water your anxiety. Give the water your pain, your tears. Give it to the water, and it will wash it away. Okay. Thank you so much, Cancer risings. Leo risings. This is your fourth house of home. Leo, you are also probably feeling a lot of relief because Uranus is no longer in Taurus. That's your career house, so you're probably feeling pretty pretty good right now. It has gone into your 11th house of creative partnerships and communities and energy, so it's going to be a good fun time for you to make new connections, and I'm so proud of you for that, my Leo risings. Okay. you have the Seven of Cups reversed, which is a Pisces card. And that Pisces card is your 8th house. So this Seven of Cups reversed, is that right? 5, 6, 7. No, silly. This is the Scorpio card. This is why I got to learn my deacons. I have a cheat sheet right in front of me. This is a Venus card. So this is about not having any more options, being out of options. And underneath it is the Libra card of justice. So when it comes, sorry, that reading just got real specific for one Leo rising, I know. So this is about your 4th house of home, and it's just like you have to stop worrying about you just got to do it. You got to do it. You got to say the thing, because Libra's your 3rd house of communication. You got to say the thing, you got to pick a path. There's so many options in the 7 of Cups. There's so many obstacles, but when it comes to relationships, like when it comes to relationships and relationships at home, like this is about, you know what it is you want. So do it. Take the risk. And the moon card is a new romantic cycle begins, a new moon in Libra. So, a Libra season, October, feels like a real good time to like make whatever moves you're going to make in order to really settle on the relationship that you're in and set up your home. Like, get ready to have the scales balanced and justice be yours for your home. Can't wait. Leo. So I hear this song, Here Comes the Sun. That's the first thing that happens. I see lights flickering. I see a boat, almost like a yacht. So Leo risings, this is telling me that so when you have Scorpio in the 4th house, you never feel safe. You always feel like a ship without an anchor. And sort of that's the image that they're showing me right now. And what the image that I'm seeing is like a safe harbor. And what this reading is for this Scorpio full moon is they're saying like, it's safe to come home now. Like, you're safe. You're meant to come home. You're meant to be back. It's safe for you to come home. You will create a new place for you. Don't worry about what could or couldn't happen. You will always be safe at home now. Which is a gorgeous message. So, thank you very much. A lot of love, a lot of joy, a lot of dancing in the home. Don't be afraid to build from this point on. You're safe. You've done the work to keep yourself safe. Thank you. Oh, that was such a beautiful message. God, that was such a beautiful message. All right, Leo risings. So my Virgo risings. This is your 3rd house of communication, daily life, brothers and sisters. So this is for any of those Virgo risings who are some writers, Scorpio writers. This is pretty good because your house of career just lit up in Gemini. And that's where Uranus is now for 9 years. So expect a lot of changes. And Venus is there right now. So a lot of new relationships that could be forming, career relationships that are really good. Up. I'm going to do this. Oh, I love this for you, Virgos. Yes, I love this for you. Oh, Virgo risings. Okay, so you have the star in the contrary. Now, remember how I talked about the top of this reading that Pluto and Aquarius was going to be something at play. So this is your house of work and health. This card. So what this Scorpio full moon is telling me that if whatever you're doing in sort of your daily life and your communications, there's going to be a really good boost in your work and in your health for this. It's showing you shadow aspects where you do not see yourself as a star, and you need to start. It's there. It's there for the taking, and it just needs you to fix. Okay, so this is a house, third house is traditionally ruled by Gemini, and you're ruled by Gemini too. So I really want you to pay attention. When you speak into the world, no matter where your Mercury is, whatever you speak into the world, whatever you think into the world, that is the daily life that you create. So I want you to just take a picture of the star. Take a picture of a star. Look at the people. Look at the stars behind me. Do something like this. I want you to take your face and put it on a picture and say, I am that star. I am the star, because underneath the bottom of the deck, you have the fucking Emperor. And this is your 8th house of, the occult, of the connections of the things that I've talked about on this phone. And all of the energy right now is here to change the rules, make everything fair, just restarting the entire process. So writers, actors, therapists, teachers, engineers, scientists, homemakers, entrepreneurs, farmers, anybody who's doctors, anybody who's charged with keeping people safe, all the different things that Virgo rising would do well with a third house in Scorpio. It's the collective is calling and we need you. You are the star. You are the sensible voice in the room. You're the voice of reason, and a lot is on your side to step in and be the adults in the room. Because you've done the work to heal, but the last step in your journey for the last 2 months of the South Node being in your first house, it's just you need to stop. You need to drop the perfectionism and know that you're the one we need right now. You. Uniquely you. I gotta pull your moon card first, and only I heard in that phone, nope, Virgos are gonna want their moon card first. They're not gonna want the phone. You're doing it out of order. Okay. Emotions are running high, supermoon. Yeah. It's time for you to have some emotions. They're okay. There's nothing wrong with emotions, okay? Emotions are energy in motion. That is what an emotion is. It's energy in motion. So just know that suppressing them and holding them down means that they're not in motion, and the point of putting them in motion is so that they move, so that it just gets out of you. It doesn't get repressed and it doesn't get stuck. And let me tell you, when you write third house, Scorpio, you move that energy. It's very important, okay? Whoa. My legs are buzzing. You're excited. Virgo risings. I think that a lot of you are feeling this right now. You're feeling the tension starting to ease, and you're starting to realize that you're going to be okay. They're telling me that some of you have seen pretty direct signs that you're getting gifts from the universe that you can't explain, but you also know better than to look away. I'm seeing coins as messages. I'm seeing license plates as messages. I'm seeing songs on the radio. So if you're a Virgo rising right now, instead of listening to like a streaming service or something, turn on the actual radio for like an hour and see how many songs come through that give you the exact message that you're looking for. It's called Music Magic, and it's wonderful. And it'll help you in your creative process. Okay, what else we got? Yes. Yes, John Bon Jovi is a very good one to listen to. Also, old movies. So you see signs or billboards for old movies, and that's somebody directly telling you, like, hey, pay attention. Old movies like from the 40s, like a black and white movie. What else? Okay. So here's a serious message. So this message goes directly from teachers. So if you're a Virgo rising and you're a teacher right now, this one is specific to you. So what they're saying is that what is being asked of you is universally unfair, and that there's a huge energetic shift that touches like every aspect of the realm that's coming to your aid very quickly. They're saying by this time next year, things will look very different. Very different. And very different in a good way. You just have to believe it's in a good way. And the other thing that they're saying is they're saying for everybody, but specifically for teachers, go back to more analog teaching. Worksheets, non-computer based lessons, like go back to analog teaching, books, lectures, like physical demonstrations. Yeah, they're holding up like an apple and they're looking at an actual skeleton with removable body parts. Yeah, they're showing me like actual physical, practical teaching tools. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Virgo risings. Cool. I loved that when I was little. I can't imagine being taught on a computer right now. I would totally lose interest. Okay, Libra risings. This is happening in your second house of like wealth and finances and self-esteem. So money is top of mind. Nine of Cups. So Nine of Cups energy is Pisces energy. Pisces energy would be your sixth house of work and health. So you're satisfied. Ooh, and this is the Knight of Cups. Cool. So you're satisfied. You're good. Emotionally, creatively, like you're cooking with gas. You're doing the thing. I see the Six of Wands underneath this, which is like a total journey and success. Great. You got exactly what you wanted. And I have no notes, Libra rising. Like this is great because you all have really, really gone through it over these last months. So like relish the opportunity to just have all the pieces in place, to know that bad things can happen and good things can turn around. Like you have good relationships, you have a good network, you have a good relationship with your creativity, with yourself, with your spirituality. Like you're good. I mean, look at this night. Just cheersing. Okay. Underneath this, it says a time for healing. So you've gotten total satisfaction, emotional satisfaction, so it's time to stop the anxiety. Bad things have happened and you've come back from them, and good things have happened because you did the thing, okay? So you need to be able to trust yourself and just say, great, I know how to roll with the punches. I'm fine now. The Nine of Cups is also a Pisces card that's associated with Jupiter, which is abundance. I got no notes, bro. Like, you're fine. You're still squaring Jupiter in Cancer. Yeah, to some degree, you're trining Pluto and Uranus. So like, there's gonna be some major changes that continue to go on, but like, you're fine. You're weathering that storm, okay? And you're weathering it well. Nine of Cups. You're on the mission to get the 10th cup. You're fine. Just keep going and don't forget to enjoy the process, okay? So Libra risings, they're basically saying, like, take this phone call and put it to voicemail, go on vacation. Like, you are good and you're safe. And so what they want you to do is they want you to stop spinning out. They want you to get out of your mind and get into your heart. I see a tennis court. I see a beach. I see a road trip with a family. Everybody's singing. I see sleeping in. I see eating nourishing food. I see like the little daily things that total up to a very happy, fulfilling life. Just little tiny things. And the ultimate belief is like that you just deserve that. Like, easy. You just deserve things to just be easy for a while, because they've been pretty tumultuous. Anything else? Keith. That's a name I heard. Devin. Trevor. Travis. I think the name is Isaiah. It's coming from the way back of the room. Yeah, there are, wow, these are like voices from a long time ago. That Libra rising runs deep. So if somebody is listening to this who has ancestors from Egypt, they are trying to come through and they're like, we do not understand how this works. It's like a completely different system they're used to. But they're like, she happened. She goes here and we're trying to get her. So whoever you are, pronouns she, her, and have lineage, Egyptian lineage, your ancestors from way back are like, hey, pay attention to that last thing. You got to relax. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That was cool. Wow. I love my job. I don't care if people think I'm crazy. I know I'm not. Okay. Now the time has come for Scorpio risings to be Scorpioed. I'm just giving that a quick shuffle. So, Scorpio risings, this is happening in your first house. You know this because you're in your first house. Man, I can already feel them lining up. Oh, that card fell out of the deck. Oh, this is the Knight of Wands. Okay, full moon, and you have the Four of Pentacles, which is a Capricorn card at the bottom of the deck, which is about you seeing yourself. So You are the boss, applesauce. This is about you seeing yourself. No imposter syndrome. Oh shit. And you have the 10 of swords. And underneath that, you have the death reversed. And underneath that, you have the Queen of Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah. So you cannot run from yourself anymore, Scorpio risings. This now is the time. The money will come, the work is there, but like there is something that has needed to change for a minute, and you now need to pick up your wand and like go on the mission to change things. Where's your moon? Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. So what are you not doing? What part of you do you not realize is beautiful and powerful and needs to be seen and shown, because you're leaving the best part out? So Uranus is no longer blocking you. You're no longer going to have blocks in your way in your house of relationships. And soon all of the energy is going to be in that 10th house, which is your career. And it's, you're going to have Jupiter is going to go into that, and it's going to make you the center of the world because it's about your personality. And that 4th house is transforming right now in a major way. So like this is really, really, really good energy. The light just changed because my lights are on a timer. Let me just make sure that my lights are not going to turn off during this conversation. And in fact, they were going to turn off right now. And I got to turn them right back on. This is what happens when you have ADHD. Ooh, man. Do we like that other one? That's not so bad. That's way too bright. Anyway, see what I'm doing, Scorpio risings? I accept the fact that like I have ADHD and I have to put my lights on a timer, and I'm not going to edit that out. I'm going to let you see it. I'm not afraid to be witnessed. I'm not afraid to be myself. I'm not afraid to be flawed. I'm being vulnerable. I want you to just start embracing that, because that is going to be the thing that makes you the money, is that you model, first of all, the vulnerability that people see. It goes so much deeper than that. You know this, I know this. So you can be yourself, and people will love you, and it's what you need to do. Okay? It's like a howling. This is literally like just talking to like the howling winds of a cemetery. Yeah. So also the voice that's talking is like hoarse. It's just like a hooded individual. Who cares? Who gives a shit? That's what they're saying. They're saying one day everybody's going to end up in the cemetery that we live in, and who cares? Life is really short, and you are a Scorpio rising because you can speak this world that I'm doing. I don't know if some of you want to be psychics or mediums and do what I'm doing, like, those Cancer rising people, but like it's in a very different way, because Cancer rising was a very natural energy. Like this is literally me talking to like the dead, and they're just like, what are you waiting for? Like, you have all the answers, you have all the capacity to do the things that you're meant to do. That's why you're a Scorpio rising, is because people see you and they see your power, and it scares them, but it also invites them in. So like, you are the vampire that people open the door to, and it's part of your superpower. Now you're going to use it for good, because otherwise you wouldn't be watching this. I don't appeal to people who don't want to do things for good. So you're using it for good, but do it. Use it. Knock on the door. Can I get that right? I just get a nod. I love being a Scorpio. I love it. Thank you so much. I so appreciate it. Have a good night. Just a slow hooded nod. Yes. The internal, oh man, I have such like chills, but only on like my calves and my knees. It's from such a deep, deep energy. Oh, ooh. You're a badass. Okay, you're a fucking weirdo. Be a weirdo. Let everybody see it. Who gives a shit? Okay, I love you so much. I love you so much. Oh, and deep under that, you have the tower, but it's in the contrary. So this is about like a total personal transformation. Yes. Oh, good. I get to say that. Okay, so obviously I was talking to a hooded figure that was standing over a graveyard. I now see images of tombstones. I see Joey or Josie. I see Angie. I see Katie. I see Byron. I see Thomas. I see Beckett, the last name Beckett. Maybe it's Becky, first name. I see a Rebecca. Maybe it's Rebecca Beckett. Oh. So the last thing that I see is when you are in a cemetery, the person experiences you from two vantage points simultaneously. They want to respect the vantage point and receive the vantage point of being, this is for people who have been buried, of being in the ground, like underneath, like being looked down upon. And they also get to see it from the vantage point of like being up and around and next to you. So I'm seeing all of these pictures in my head of all of you weeping and crying or looking solemn at some sort of funeral. So for any of you Scorpio risings who've like lost someone significant, they're showing me like a gallery image of how much they love you and how much they appreciated your grief. And even though some of you, like actually a lot of you, like didn't cry or like were the strong one, what they're saying is like, you don't have to hide anymore. You don't have to hide that part of you anymore. You don't have to be strong for anybody anymore. You can feel your feelings. That's what they're saying. That's beautiful. Okay. Man, alive. I'm going to fall dead asleep as soon as I'm done with this one. Oy, 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 oy. All right, Sagittarius. I wanted to do something very special for the Scorpio full moon, and I'm glad I did it. Because a lot of the energy feels it, and they want to be heard. They want to communicate. Don't be afraid of mediums. We don't want your money. The really good ones don't care. It's it's a service. It's funny when you give people a free reading and mediumship, they have a tendency to not believe it, which is why most of us charge, because like here's a perceived value is if you're paying money for something, it means something. It's so backward. One day I hope that stigma comes off of it. So Sagittarius risings, the luckiest of the luckies. All right. And as I say that, you have the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords is Gemini energy, which is just, and there's a Lover's card. So this is your relationships house, and that's where Uranus just went. So this full moon is basically it's your 12th house of your subconscious. That's your Scorpio energy as a Sagittarius rising. And it makes sense that like someone who's ruled by Jupiter doesn't really think about the other shoe dropping. And so now you're starting to really see like, where am I getting a lot of anxiety in my relationships? Because you're starting to catch people fucking lying. It's starting to come to the surface and it's full circle. It's like full face value now and you can't look away. And I have the Empress right here, which is your, I guess technically that's your 11th house, because it's Venus energy and that rules Libra. It also rules your 6th house of work. So if someone was like lying to you or causing you anxiety or stress at work, ooh, you have the Chariot underneath, ooh, and then you have the fucking Death reversed. So this is about like moving on, changing things, and like having some sort of like rebirth. So this is a Gemini. This is a relationships. This is the Cancer card, which is your 8th house. And this is the Death card. I thought I fixed it and I didn't, but this is sort of what you feel like right now, Sagittarius risings, and you're not used to feeling like this. You feel like bamboozled. Or you have anxiety because this is the, where did we decide the light was on? Right there. Is that better? I like that a little bit. It's a little bit moodier. Sorry, there was a click in my house. And usually when things click, it means something is listening or here. So, two things. One, someone is lying to you, or there's a relationship shift and you're stressed about it. And that relationship shift is a new relationship that's starting. Because this is the Cancer card. It could also be motherhood. Especially when you have the Scorpio card in the reverse. This is the 12th house of the subconscious, right? But it's about like a personal transformation. So if you're pregnant and you maybe have a Scorpio inside of you, or you're a latent Scorpio, that's the way in which we can read this. But like, this is about calming down your mind, not letting it spin out. So this Gemini energy, this is Mars energy, the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords is like someone who wakes up thinking of like a nightmare or stress or anxiety. You have to calm your mind down, right? You have to calm your mind down. There's no point in stressing and worrying about anything, but this is just waking you up to the anxieties that you have. Because usually this Sagittarius rising, yeah, so you got the same thing as a Virgo. Emotions are running high, which is interesting because, you know, that's your career house. So maybe you're freaked out about something, career-wise, something's going on with your bodies. Whatever it is, you need to relax. Relax. The changes are good. The changes are happening for a reason. You have to relax. Oh my God, I have to spell Sagittarius now. Okay, good luck. Wish me luck. T-T-A-R-I-U-S. First thing I see is a stork. So, next thing I see a table filled with people, and they're all screaming and arguing. The emotions are running high. They're all screaming and arguing. And this is about policy and changes and rules. And so basically what I'm seeing is like somebody slices through the room, something slices through the room and like creates this calm, and it's just like the clearest logic, like a plan. There's like a plan happening. And whatever this is, whatever this sort of represents, whatever this change represents, it just slices through all of the noise and it cuts that room away. And it shows me like this beautiful garden. And it's like back to the Jupiter-led Sagittarius of like freedom and joy and relaxation and like fun. So whatever thought you can muster to just be like, the only thing that is important is this thing right here, that is going to be the thing that makes all of the anxiety just fall away. And that's what they want you to do, okay? They want you to just think very positively, but from a very logical perspective, okay? It's not like don't disassociate, don't like bully it, don't force it. Just come in it from a purely logical standpoint of like, and what I mean by logical standpoint, give me an example. Making lists, to-do lists of things that you can control, and doing only the things that you can control is what they're suggesting. They're showing me like a list of things and checking off like can do, can't do, can control, cannot control. And by September, all will be well. Yeah. By September, all will be well. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Capricorn risings. Oh my God. Clear. Everybody that shows up on the phone calls are so different. Like all of the energies are just different. I can still feel them like pulsing through my body. No. So Capricorns, that wasn't your card. That was just a card. Okay, Capricorn risings. Your card. Your card is the Five of Cups reversed. Okay. And the High Priestess, which is a Pisces card. So the Five of Cups reversed is like this is the Scorpio card. This is a card about grief, and it's about action. So this is happening in your 11th house of like community and friendships and things like this. So because you were so focused on the past, you failed to take action on something and you got stuck. You disconnected from your intuition. You also disconnected from your feminine power. So this is non-gendered reading. Everybody has power that comes from all the sources. We tailor them as masculine and feminine, the divine masculine, the divine feminine. And what I mean by that is when you talk about divine femininity, what you're talking about is like deep knowing and intuition that you feel in the body. That right there. So this is the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles is a Virgo card. And it is about you seeing yourself. And do you see how there's like a shadow over this person? How they cast a really big shadow. So the problem is, you see this person who's just, there's a whole bunch of birds squawking around, and like he's so focused with his eyes closed that he can't see the opportunities that he has in front of him. That's what happens when you close yourself off to the divine, because you should have had all of these surrounding you, all of the crows. And look, it's crow. The reason why the Murder of Crows deck is what I use for Scorpios is because if this is very much a Capricorn related card, because if you know how to tap into that intuition and you can attract a bunch of Scorpios, like as friends, you're going to have a lot of resources at your disposal, and they're going to take really good care of you. Because the one thing is very true about Scorpios is that we're loyal to a fault, right? We're still water. This Five of Cups reverse, though, is that you did not utilize the crows that you attracted, and it costs you, and you are disconnected, and you are now having to go. This is the Three of Wands reversed. You're now having to go back to the drawing board because you didn't proceed with the plan that you had. And this is the Three of Cups. It's just like when you're stuck on threes, it's about partnership and communication, but you're missing that fourth foundation. So when you have a Three of Cups here and then a Five of Cups, where'd it go? A Five of Cups reversed. The thing that you're missing is that fourth cup, that foundation that you lost because you were too busy focusing on the past and didn't get that situation, that collaboration set. Yeah. So void of course moon, nothing will come of this situation. So what this is telling me is you had your ducks placed somewhere, and instead of moving forward, you thought that's where you were going to go, and it's just not going to work out for whatever reason. And maybe it's because something better is coming along, and I honestly hope that for you. But it just means a lot more work. You have to do a lot more work. You're not done doing the work yet, because you're here, and this Emperor energy is like, this is so much divine masculine. And you see how there's two crows, one on each side, and see how he's sitting in front of them. See the difference between this energy and this energy. She has more crows, and she doesn't have to keep her eyes open because intuitively she knows what's going on. Whereas this person, this Emperor, has to keep his hand on his principles and on the future and do all things. And she's like, no, I'm good. This is my energy. I'm disseminating it out this way. So you, by cutting yourself off from the divine feminine, you sat too much in this masculine energy. And so that means that you have to do more work. And this is casting the shadow on that, is that like you were so busy concerned about being the biggest crow, the only crow, that you failed to realize that your real power was in, the messengers that you had around you. No harm, no foul, but you just need to do more work. Do more work on yourself, do more work to focus on the future, do more work to tap into your intuition, and to really understand like leadership, like what leadership is, what true leadership is, what kind of leader you want to be. Do you want to be the one that has eyes open on all the thing and only has two crows, or do you want to be the person who just emanates power? And that's why people hang around. These are there to follow and be subordinate, and then these are here to soar, right? And they're all over. Those are just the only ones we can see. So, let us call this in. Of all the signs, you're going to be the one who believes this the least. Yeah, it's funny. It almost sounded like a busy signal. Okay. So they're showing me the Great Library. And they're showing me great people like Aristotle and Socrates. They're also showing me Michelangelo. And I believe that the reason why they're showing me these people is because they walked between the both worlds. The world of like fact and evidence and philosophy and like the bigger questions of like, why are we here? But also they had a very intimate relationship with the divine, because they were searching for purpose, and animals don't care about their purpose. And so that's what this message is reminding you about, is that like when you don't know what to do, you have to come back to your purpose. Is your purpose to rule other people, or is your purpose to serve your highest mission? And it's not about answers. It's more important to ask the right questions. The answers are not important. Everybody has to come to their own answers about certain things, especially as it comes to like who they are, their well-being, what they are, what their mission is. Okay, thank you. I understand this is like a light worker. Is that like I could tell someone all day long this is what they need to do, but if they don't believe it, or they don't want to do the work, or they don't want to walk towards it, they're not going to get there. So for you Capricorn risings, this is about like, what are the questions? Not the answers. Don't focus on the answers. Focus on the question. If we're doing a process, why have we chosen that process? What's the question we're trying to answer? Not the answer of this is what we're doing to solve this thing. What's the real question? Therein lies your power, is figuring out the actual question you're trying to answer. Everybody else is trying to answer. That's it. That's the trick. Okay? Okay. Aquarius risings. This is so long. That's okay. We needed to do it this way. It's a very special one. Okay, Aquarius risings. Aquarius risings, you have... So you have that Eight of Pentacles in the contrary. This moon is happening in your career house. So, Ace of Cups. So what this is saying is you need there's a new opportunity. Because you have the King of Wands underneath it. There's a new opportunity that's waiting in the wings here, and it's revealing itself to you right now. And this opportunity is going to change you quite a bit. It's going to force you to be really honest with yourself about what you want, and about what you don't want. You do not have anything in your fourth house that's destabilizing you right now. So having this be in your career house is super important. Oh, yeah. Full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture is your card. So this full moon in Scorpio on the beginning of May is really going to enlighten where your next step is. Like, where have you been getting lost in the details of something and the specificity and the analysis, the over-analysis, the deep investigation that Scorpios can do and Aquariuses can do. And this is about zooming out of like, similar to the Capricorn of asking the right questions. Yours is a little bit more of like, what is the goal? What's the real goal here? Let's get real clear on that goal. Because like once you get clear on it, you'll be able to line up the facts and be like, oh, I don't need to do this. I don't need to do this. I need this detail. This is the thing that I'm missing. It'll be so clear once you do that. Oh, God. Now I have to spell Aquarius. Where's it? I can't spell Aquarius. Well, what am I supposed to do? How? You call 411. Aquarius, please. Huh. Someone said, you don't need the phone. Which is very true. I don't need the phone for an Aquarius, but it goes with the practice. So with an Aquarius rising, I'm holding a phone. Someone's holding like a fish. And they're like talking into it because there's so many things that Aquariuses can do. This is a moot point. Can I hang this up now? Are you done trolling me? Thank you so much. So I've been trolled by the Aquarius risings in the realm. You have gotten dreams. Okay, so they're playing along. They didn't want to play along with the phone. So they're showing me a blackboard. They're literally showing me a blackboard. And number 1, they wrote the word dreams. Number 2, birds. Number 3, is that pictures? Old pictures. Suit, tie, pins, buttons, things, people wearing buttons in pictures. 4, foods and smells. So if you're like sitting in an outdoor cafe and you smell something or you taste something, it's going to ping your memory on something and it's going to flash to a memory and you're going to get a piece of information from that. That's going to be very helpful. And then patterns in clothing are going to be significant too. So those are the 5 ways in which the realm is trying to communicate specifically with Aquarius rising. So if any of that relates or sinks in, what they're trying to tell you is like, ooh, there's a tie. You're going to be sitting in a meeting, because this is in your work. You're going to be sitting in a meeting and there's going to be a pattern or design on somebody's tie. And just when you see that pattern, you're going to know to not listen to that person. I don't know if they're a consultant or I don't know if they're your boss or something, but like whatever it is they're saying, when you see the pattern on their tie, you're going to be like, I don't trust anything you're saying. And I know it's so rare that people wear ties these days, but like, yeah, it's like, and he's wearing a tie. I don't know. Oh, man, that was a strong channel. Whew. Okay. Happy hunting, Aquarius risings. Yeah, they're like, don't listen to that person. He doesn't know what he's talking about, is what they keep saying. He doesn't know what he's talking about. something related to technology or like, yeah. He's promising something and he's like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Oh yeah, the King of Pentacles. Yeah, it's about like whatever, if it's a financial decision, like if you're charged with like software in a company or some sort of financial underpinnings, like anything that's related to investing, when you see this person, like nothing, just say, cool, thanks. We'll take a look at it and consider it and get back to you. Or actually, you know what they say? Don't say get back to you. We'll take a look at your proposal and see the details. Hold on. We'll thank you for your presentation. Send over your materials and we will take a look at them. That's it. Don't promise anything else. Don't promise getting back to them at all. We'll send over your materials. We'll take a look at it. Send over your paperwork. We'll take a look at it. Send over your contracts. We'll take a look at it. We'll take a look at it. End it there. And you will never take a look at it. You will get that email and you will immediately delete it. Delete it. Pisces rising. All right, so you have the King of Swords in the contrary. So King of Swords in the contrary. Oh, with the Lover's reversed. Okay, yeah. So Uranus has just gone into your fourth house. So things might be tumultuous at home. And you know, with Venus there and conjunct Uranus, and then the North Node's still there, man, that energy is just like, there's something, man, Pisces risings, there is something here. So this is your ninth house of like publishing, contracts. Ooh, this feels like a legal contract. This feels very like this could be a literary contract. This could be a legal contract. This could be a travel plan or something. But like something tells me that this has to do with like contracts or business stuff. And you're starting to get to the bottom of like relationships or contracts that you should no longer be in. And this is the Six of Swords. This is about changing your goddamn mind and like getting like sailing off in new directions, because it's also tied to Aquarius, which is your 12th house. So like now is the time to cut and run from any relationships or contracts that are not serving you. That's what this means. The card, adjustments are required. Adjustments are required. Okay, so Pisces, it's time to really like just change courses here, get out of the contracts, make the negotiations. Adjustments are required. I want to pull you one more card. Yeah, this is the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is Aries energy and it's Venus. It's about relationships. And that's your second house. So it's like there's a lot of energy right now in your second house of like money and things like that. So if there's any contracts right now that are taking you advantage of you that are not in your best interest, done. I see. When I was little, I was reading the horoscope from the newspaper, and I asked my dad, what's a piscis? And so now I know how to spell Pisces. Hold on one second. Let me make sure I did it right. Yeah. Anytime I connect with the realm when it comes to Pisces, I hear the first thing I hear of is the flow of water. And this is what you're not in. You're not in flow. So when you are tense and are being held back, anything that like cuts off or stops your flow, any relationships or contract or things that does not allow you to like float and flow are not the ones for you. Yeah. Oh yeah. So they're showing me like like a dry riverbed with like the cracked earth. Yeah, anything that leaves you dry is not for you. Not for you. Anything else? I keep hearing the name Carrie. Carrie. I say that name weird, I know. Carrie. I carry, and then Chandra, Emily, Celine, Bobby, Paul, Tim, John, Brian, Thaddeus. Great name. And Scott. Okay. So if you've seen this video on the internet and you're a Pisces rising and any of those names click with you, amazing. Get out of contracts with people who make you feel dry, who dry you out. Yeah. You want to be... Yeah. So that's I think that's the King of Wands. So energetically, you need to be the one who moves on. Okay. Thank you. You have a really hard time being the bad guy. And you're not the bad guy if it's in your best interest. Okay? It doesn't make them bad people. Contracts are contracts, and circumstances can change. Relationships change all the time. Okay? It's not personal, it's business. I want you to repeat that over and over again. That's what they said. It's not personal, it's business. Okay? And you have to look out for you. It's not their job to do that for you. It's your job to do that for you. Okay? Okay. And last but certainly not least, we have our Aries risings. All of this, man, a lot of energy in your first house, and this Scorpio full moon is your 8th. So this is the cool thing about being an Aries rising is that like the people who ruled, it's so easy to read for your houses because it's the rulers of the house. So this is the full moon of all full moons for you, because I can already feel, your guides like crawling up my back. It's very similar energy to the Scorpio risings because, again, in the relationship between Aries and Scorpios, you get calls straight from the realm, straight from the dead, and it's kind of fucking awesome, and I love it. Yeah. Okay. So, Aries, your Scorpio full moon is the star. You are, all eyes are on you right now. And this star card is like, I mean, it's a renewal, it's a rebirth, and you have the High Priestess in the contrary. So like, you've gone through it, and you're having a sort of a rebirth right now. So the Aquarius is your 11th house of community and partnerships. And basically what this is saying is like, you're finally getting your flowers in the community at large. What they would like for you to do is tap into that collective unconscious, that subconscious a little bit more, because the more you tap in, the more you'll be seen. This pool that this angel is pulling from is your subconscious, and this card represents your subconscious. So I really want you, the more you pull into this, the more you can renew this way, and the more people will see you. So I love this for you because your communities are going to continue to transform for the next 20 years, 19 years, because you are different. People are going to see you differently. You're having a renewal. Now, I think this comes from a pretty substantial realization on your part about who you are, the things that have gone on in your life, the ways in which you were hurt, because so much of this is conjunct Chiron in your first house. So like whatever stories you're rewriting about yourself, the work that you've done, it's working. Okay? It's working. People are seeing you differently. You're feeling differently. You're constantly starting the process of renewal. You've had to go through a dark night of the soul. For all of you who don't know that term, it's a screenwriting term of like when the end is just near and you're like, this is it. And then something changes and suddenly the sun rises. This is the dark night of the soul, where you know you're going to make it. The dawn is there. You're comforted by the stars in the sky, and you know it's going to be okay. So your card is the energy is gaining momentum. So this is wonderful because it is a waxing moon. So a full moon is a waxed moon. And the cool thing about this full moon for you is, yes, it does show you where the shadows are left to be seen. The lies that you told, the people who have been dishonest with you, the things that you've not been honest with yourself about, the people you miss and you crave, maybe. But like the energy is gaining momentum. You're only getting better at healing yourself. You're only getting better at the renewal. So don't stop. Keep going. And like you may be a little nostalgic for the past in some way, which is fine, but don't get stuck there. Okay? Don't get stuck there. There's a King of Wands here, which leads me to believe that there's some fire energy, some romantic energy that might be driving that nostalgic past. Like, look, I will say this. If it's meant to be, you can't fuck it up. But take the time to focus on you and focus on the renewal and like whatever, because you're dealing with Scorpio energy and that's a very Aquarius card and those two are fixed signs, like your Aries, start a fire and burn and blaze a new path, and like whatever you want, you're creating with that energy. Yeah, Eight of Cups reverse and the Six of Cups. So something that goes back to childhood, and Eight of Cups, which is Pisces energy of like something that you walked away from, or something that you needed to walk away from that no longer serve you. Okay, we already did your moon, and now Aries. It's so loud. Some voice just yelled, "Don't stop." Whatever that is, just whatever you do, don't stop. Don't stop. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep praying, keep drinking water, keep getting out of bed every day at the same time. Like keep striving, keep showing up, keep doing the work, keep calm. They're just saying don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. The confusion you're feeling right now, direct quote, the confusion you're feeling right now is on purpose because you're blazing a new trail, meaning there's a bunch of weeds in your way and you can't see where you're going because you're going in a different direction for the first time in a long time, and it feels really good because you're not hurting anybody with the path that you're blazing. Like this is a controlled burn because you're a controlled person. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Oh, man. That was so much, but it was so much fun. Thank you so much to my phone guides. Thank you so much to my cards. For the collective, I am going to pull a card. So for the collective, we have the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords, this is a Libra card. No, this is an Aquarius card. Man, I've just 0 for 0 today. This is about our relationships. And underneath this, you have the Cancer card. And underneath that, you have the actual moon. So anytime you're dealing with Scorpio, you're dealing with a Mars ruled sign. And you're dealing with a very powerful energy. And we can get stuck. Scorpios can get stuck in a very old story. We can get stuck in vengeance. We can get stuck in retribution. We can get stuck in like resentment. And collectively, this is a moment to just be like, I don't care if it's unprecedented. I'm going to impeach this president. I don't care if it's unprecedented. I'm going to remove this person. I don't care if it's unprecedented. I'm just going to not go to work today. I don't care if it's unprecedented. I'm going to say the thing that people aren't going to like to hear. Don't let your past hold you back, South Node. So this South Node is sextiling this full moon, and this is saying, like, it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. It doesn't matter if you're not perfect. Like, you just have to keep going. You just have to look at your relationship with the past and say, you have no power over me anymore. I'm blazing my new trail. I'm my own person. I'm creating a world the way that I want to create the world. I don't care what it was like before. That doesn't work for me anymore. That's above all, that's what I want you to walk away with. That right now, literally everything is possible because we're just... Channing Nichols said this earlier today. This full moon is about taking out the trash. And I'm so ready to do that. I'm so ready to just leave the past behind and be like, yeah, you know what? It sucked to experience a lot of it. There's a lot of joy I don't remember because so much of it was eclipsed by sadness, and I'm tired of that. I want to look back on my life and be like, man, that was such a good day, or my life was so easy. You know, I've really started to relish just like, I'm staring at my cat who's over there asleep. Just like those quiet moments where he just comes and lays on my chest and just like holding him and being like, this is it. This is what makes life worth it. This. How do I get more of this in my life? So that's all I got. This is the longest one I've gotten. This is so long. Thank you, phone. I love you so much. I hope you enjoyed the little bit of mediumship. The divination is really fun to do. You can do this if you're a psychic. You can do this on your own also. You just get a tool and you talk to it and you ask it how the messages will come through, and it takes a little bit of practice to sort of like get the hang of things that happen, but it's doable. I thank you for watching Collective Tarot. You can find this on Substack as you did. I also post to YouTube. You can go back and watch the other ones that I've did if you ever want to know. And then I am teaching some classes at Lilydale, which is where I learned mediumship, in August. I believe it's the 11th, 12th, and 13th. Lilydale is an incredible place to visit. You will, if you have any inclination towards spirituality, spiritualism in particular, which is an actual religion, which is the religion I practice, which is like everything that you've seen is also God. Like, that this is part of it. When we talk about a religion, it's just like every person is equal. The point is to love each other and to learn from one another, and talking to the dead and having them guide us towards an easier, more collectively satisfying life is the point. That's spiritualism. So if you're at all interested in that and seeing a community full of beautiful, witchy mediums. There's a fairy trail, the oldest forest in the Northeast, I think in the United States, actually. And there's a bunch of mediums who just give you messages, and healing temples where you get healed. And it's just amazing. It's life-changing. It truly is the most unique place in the world, and I so badly want to recreate a version of that here in Los Angeles, which is why I'm doing all this. But yeah, if you're interested in the class, leave a comment, and I'll give you the information. Subscribe for free to this, and I will post about it in the newsletter I send out. And that's it. Thank you for coming to Collective Tarot. I wish you a very, very beautiful and powerful and honest full moon in Scorpio.